Currently, there are seven, or currently I have seven medium German tanks that are premiums. So you've got the Panzer IV Hydro. We'll run through the others. So you've got the Gross Tractor from Krupp is the first one, a tier 3, quite an interesting vehicle. Then we've got the S35 739F, which is sometimes available. Next, you've got the T25, which is a nice tier 5. Then you've got this one, which is the Panzer IV Hydro, which we'll be carrying on looking at, which is very, very nice. You then have the Panzer IV Schmalturm, which has got a very tough turret, very slow, but it's good armour on the front. So it's a nice, tough tank with quite a punchy gun. You then had the Panther M10, which was a tier 7, which could only see tier 8 vehicles, or tier 7 and tier 8, which effectively made it the equivalent of a tier 6 potentially. So that was quite good. Now you have the Panzer 88 L71, which is a very nice tier 8 tank. So let's get back to the Panzer IV Hydro. You probably haven't seen one. It's quite a rare tank. You know it from the standard Panzer IV because of this bustle on the back, which is the hydrostatic suspension and the way that works with the engine, all linked up. So everything is hydro. Now let's have a look at the standard Panzer IV. You can't really see under, but it's set up differently, and the rear is squarer rather than the rounded. The rest of it is pretty similar, apart from the side skirts. So what do you really get? Well, what you're looking at is, for all intents and purposes, is a tank that seems not as good. So let's call up the stats on the vehicles and compare them. Okay, Panzer IV against the 4 Hydro. So hit points, it's got an extra 100 hit points, which is quite nice. Weight, 2 tons less, pretty good, but the engine power is down by 300 horsepower. Top speed is up by 8, which is good, and the traverse speed up by 8 as well. So it's looking good. It's a very manoeuvrable tank if you can get it up to speed, up to that top speed, and circling around. So let's have a look at tow traverse. Tow traverse is the same. Rounds per minute, you've got 15 as opposed to 13.995, approximately 14 rounds per minute. So it's 5 to 10% less than the standard Panzer IV. Very similar gun, less armour, turret is the same, but the hull is less good. Okay, let's have a look at the view range. View range, not as good, only 330. Signal range, down, so it's 90 less. So all in all, it seems like a worse tank. But let's look at the real details of it. So from the Panzer IV, with this additional armour at the front, let's have a look at the Hydro. So Hydro-wise, slightly thinner. Let's look at the details. So we're looking at the power-to-weight ratio of 12.31. Panzer IV, 16.7, so significantly different. But look at the terrain resistance. So it's got 1, 1.1 and 2.4. Let's have a look at the Panzer IV Hydro. So it's 0.9, 1 and 2.1. So it's between 10 and 15% less in terrain resistance than its big brother, the Panzer IV, which is what allows this tank to be able to move around on flat ground much better. But hill-wise, the Panzer IV-H has it. But if you're in a non-hilly area with good roads, this is perfect. So it's a perfect machine for whizzing you round in towns, sneaking up on people and being able to derp them. So the gun itself is the same. So we're 0.39, 2.3. Let's check to see if it's identical. 0.39, 2.3. So it's exactly the same, except the DPM, as we saw, is down as standard 1650 in comparison to 1535. So that approximately 1 shot per minute difference. But you're then looking that this has got an additional 100 hit points to be able to cope with that amount of the extra 1 shot. You can deal 1 extra shot. So they're about balanced. That this is then better in a town environment for whizzing around, getting up to that top speed, traversing around things much more easily than the Panzer IV. So this shows that the Traverse is 40, whereas the standard Panzer IV has only got 32 because of the additional armour. So this is less mobile, less manoeuvrable. Even though it's got a slightly faster reload time, it depends what use you put the tanks to and how you actually use them. So let's now look at the armour profile of the Panzer IV Hydro. Right, let's look at that armour. From the front, the frontal plate starts to run about 57mm, goes up to about 65. Then the tracks kick in at the side, about 62mm, going up to around about 80mm, with a small gap there, which is just about 50 to 60mm. The side, 39 going up to 60mm. This front area comes across 50 to 60mm. This lower plate, only 20mm, angled is a weak spot, only 25 to 30mm. So that's a weak area. Around the gun mantlet, you're looking from the front around about 50mm these areas, but then up above you're looking, because of the slope, angling and sloping, 130 to 140mm, so you could pull off some interesting bounces. The cupola, it's not really a weak spot, you're looking 96mm, increasing to, because of the angle, up to about 170, 180mm. The very top is a slight weak spot, but it's a very small target, so you could potentially hit that, which is only effectively 30mm. Around the gun, you're looking 50mm, plus this angled area above, which makes it up to about 58mm, because of the angling and the sloping. Coming in from the side, if you're firing at it, 55mm, but then you've got this really strong plug in front of the gun, the stronger armour, which is 70mm. So you can pull off some interesting bounces. Let's look at the bustle of this thing. So from the side, this green area is only 20mm, so this is a weak spot, very, very weak. The rear, 20mm angled, so it's basically nothing. From the rear of the turret, you're looking 38mm. The same on the cupola, you're looking, that's 100-ish mil, very, very tough. The way from the back, where you want to shoot is here. From the side, you want to shoot it here. It's still weak at the sides here, but you could potentially have shots eaten by the tracks. So you want to use the gun, fire over things, just present the cupola, this area, wiggle from side to side, move back and forth, stop them hitting the rest of the tank. So use the gun elevations and the angles to be able to maximise your efficiency, and if things are getting too hairy, get out of there. You've got the speed, you've got the acceleration, you can use this tank to not be there. Plus the additional optics that you've got on there and what you can do, you can actually turn this into quite an efficient scouting monster. So let's get back and look at it for that reason. Even though the basic view range is only 330 in comparison to the 340, was it 350? 350 of the standard Panzer IV, that with binoculars that you can set it up with, plus vents, you've got an effective view range of 454 metres, which means at Tier 5 you can basically see anything that's in front of you, as long as you allow the binoculars to set up. So find a good position, set up, shoot from range, because it's got an accurate gun with good penetration, 110 standard, 158 with premium, 38 with HE, and so you can then take your opponents to pieces from range in that hold down position I was saying about, only showing the turret, which makes it very, very strong from range. If they're starting to close, get out of there, use the top speed, use the low ground resistance, so put yourself up on a hill, be able to turn around, use the gun elevation and gun depression to fire down. When they're starting to come, turn around, use the top speed to get away, relocate into a better position that any tanks that you can't take to pieces won't be able to catch you, and then you can repeat the process from range, take them to pieces before they can get close and derp you in the face. So let's get into some gameplay and show you how you can actually work with the Panzer IV Hydro, or possibly look at the weaknesses to be able to take it out. So let's get on with that replay. So tan map, let's just speed this up. Okay, the beginning, just trying to work out where I was going to go.
Let's go.
Looking at the map. Okay, I was heading down the 3 line to be able to see what we can see and potentially get some shots. You can see the manoeuvrability up to 33 quite quickly, even faster than a Cruiser 4. 38, 39, 40, and manoeuvring quite well. So looking down this way, see what we can see. thinking the Panzer 1C might skirt through this way, so I'm going to set up at this window, get ready. Now, even with the binoculars not set up,
Penetration.
it's quite good.
Enemy armor is damaged. We didn't even
Now, time to move. Don't let them get a bead on you. See, the shot just missed. Make sure that you're not there when they fire.
ready to
Now, it's
fire.
Panzer 4H. Yes. See how accurate you use the maneuverability to get where you need to be. Now they know I'm here. I'm making sure I'm covered. They can't sneak up on me. And I'm moving in. I've noticed that the 8 line is very, very open. So I'm watching that way in case they're sneaking up. Now heading for the centre. Now, rather than pushing straight down the B line, I was about to head up the A line to start getting shots on. And I suddenly think, okay, maybe they're actually pushing already down the 8 line. So I'm getting up ready into a position, like I showed, to just use the turret and the gun mantlet. That if I am shot, they'll have a difficult shot on me. So they're not coming, so I'm trying the manoeuvre again. Speed this up a little bit, and I'm switching to standard ammo, trying to flank them. Look at the speed. 40 kph, 41, very manoeuvrable around town. And that's one thing the Hydra has. But this is staying on the flat areas, so you can get up to the top speed. So we're up to 46 before we turned. Now aiming in. T-28.
Penetration. Penetration.
Straight through. Even standard ammo will get straight through T-28. Someone else has him. So I'm thinking about moving in. I can see the M4 moving up, and I thought, is he going to pull through? So I'm moving up, try and take advantage. I know they're moving through, but I want to try and catch them unawares, sneak up behind them, use the mobility. No one there, so I know he's turned this way. So I'm getting ready.
Target acquired. Enemy armor is damaged.
Almost got a second shot in, so I'm following him at the moment. He's quite a good player. So speed this up. We're capping, but I want to catch that T-40. He's mobile, but so are we.
Engage. Where'd they go?
He's just going around the corner.
Target release.
So I think, rather than following him, I'm going to use these. Oh, now
Let's find
let's
another
have a look.
target.
I bounced a shot, which is probably, yes, on the cupola there. You saw how strong it was. KVIS shot, armor piercing, straight through there. It's a very tough tank, like I said. But I was using the position to try and I couldn't quite get the angle right. Oh, another shot. Pull back. That's what you need to do. Use obstructions to be able to mask your presence and to be able to get shots on them to make sure they can't shoot you.
Enemy is hit.
Try and take his tracks out.
Enemy armor is hit.
Pull back. Be safe. Now the T-40, he's managed to get a shot on the front.
Ready to fire.
But I'm trying to take him out. There we go.
They're knocked out. Target
Moving
acquired.
forwards, the KVIS can't get a shot on.
Where'd they go?
He's gone. So
Target
next,
acquired.
the T-40. WN8 of 2825 so far.
Enemy armor is damaged.
On the move.
Enemy
Another
armor
shot.
is
13-10. Third kill. So let's speed this up a bit. Maneuverability 30-35. And I was going. Oh, I was going to head that way to try and catch the M3. Where is he? Moving in on him. 40-45 kph.
Target acquired. That one didn't go
Took his
through.
tracks off or something. Now the M4's blocked, stopped me shooting him. So that was the end of the game. So what you saw from this is that certain areas can get hit very easily, but the cupola, like I was saying, is very strong. If I'd been hit around the gun mantlet, that's strong as well. Angling properly like this, like I showed you, is the perfect way of doing it. You can bounce shots, and if they aim for what they think is a weak spot, it's relatively not. So you've got the maneuverability. The DPM of the gun is adequate. It's not as much as the Panzer IV, but you've got that additional ability to get places that the Panzer IV just can't get. So this is the Panzer IV Hydro. A great little tank. I like it, and I'm sure you will if you get hold of one, or if you see one. Then remember the weak spots at the front, especially that lower plate, which is only around about 30mm effective. So it's a very, very weak tank if you can shoot the hull. But the way you play this is to find things to fire through, locations you can fire down from, to maximise the efficiency, so you're only showing your turret, which is relatively strong, and you can bounce half the shots that are incoming with it at this level. So this is the Panzer IV Hydro. Right, let's look at those stats. Here we go. Okay, WN8 4977, high caliber, first class mastery, details wise. Okay, nice couple of awards. That high caliber, 12 shots or 12 hits, which is quite good for 1267. So just over 100 damage per shot, plus spotting 268. Quite nice. So top on damage. We had a few players who didn't quite pull their weight, but we managed to help the team and pull it together. So let's look at the full details. 904 experience, 16 shots, 14 hit, 12 penned. So pretty good. Even blocked some damage as well. 110. So that was quite a solid shot, or two minor shots. Made 43,700 credits. After expenses, 14.5, which is quite nice. 904 base experience, 1,356 with premium, times 2, plus a bonus for 3,250, which isn't bad. So what you're really looking at, as you saw, you've got quite good mobility, plus an okay tank with a really punchy gun. So it's got that the Panzer IV gun, the L48, 7.5cm, very, very punchy. Plus the ability to whiz relatively around the battlefield. Top speed 48, so quite mobile. Okay power to weight ratio. You can efficiently move around the battlefield, sneak up on your opponents, take them to pieces. It's a very nice tank. It's like the Panzer IV, except a little bit more mobile. So yeah, I rate this, and if you can get hold of one, it's worth doing. So this is the Panzer IV Hydro. It's not so good on hilly areas, but town environments, that's where this baby actually really does well. So this is the Panzer IV. I've been the Gaming Bear, and see you on the next one. Thanks, guys.